So you've probably seen this one making the rounds online, Business Loan Hero. Today, we're going to tear it down, look at the big flashy promises on its sales page, and put them right up against what's actually inside the course. Is this a real path to getting paid, or is it just a whole lot of hype? Let's find out. And this is where it all starts. This is the headline that just stops you in your tracks, right? A guaranteed $3,000 check in 3 days. I mean, that is a huge, life-changing claim for a lot of people, and it's really the entire foundation of their sales pitch. But the dream they're selling gets even bigger. The sales page really paints this picture of a business that's, well, almost effortless. We're talking massive commissions in just a couple of days, working less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show, and all with zero startup cost. It's pitched as this nearly automatic, money-making machine. And, it sounds almost too good to be true, which is exactly why we're digging in. Okay, so let's get to the heart of it. We're going to take these massive promises one by one and see how they stack up against what's actually being taught inside the course. This is where we separate the marketing from the actual method. First up, the big one, the promise of minimal effort. I mean, the idea that you can build a serious income stream on your coffee break, that's incredibly appealing. So how much time does this really take? The sales page is crystal clear on this. It promises a system you can manage in less than 30 minutes a day. That is a massive selling point. So let's see how it holds up under scrutiny. And here it is, our first major disconnect. Once you get inside the course, the message is completely different. The instructor basically says success is all about effort. His exact words are, the more action you take, the more money you will make. He talks about building a book of business and constant prospecting. This is not a 30-minute set-it-and-forget-it system. It's an active, daily grind. And this number right here, which comes directly from the course itself, well, it tells the real story. The training suggests you need to contact 500 businesses a week, justifying about 12 deals that might close. That's 100 contacts every single day. Look, it is mathematically impossible to do that kind of work in just 30 minutes. The course's own numbers completely blow up the sales page's claim. All right, let's move on to the next huge promise, the idea that you can launch this thing without spending a single dime.
And again, the sales page makes a really powerful promise. Earn these big commissions with zero out-of-pocket expense. That's designed to get rid of one of the biggest hesitations anyone has about starting something new, right? The cost.
But surprise, surprise, once you're on the inside, a very different picture gets painted. The training actually recommends a whole bunch of tools and strategies that, yep, they require an investment. From building a website to generating leads, the whole $0 out-of-pocket idea just doesn't line up with the business plan they teach you. And here's a quick look at how those costs start to add up. First, obviously, there's the course fee itself. Then they recommend you get a professional website, so that means a domain name and web hosting. They really push using landing page software like ClickFunnels, and then for getting leads, they talk about paid ads or even buying lists of old leads. So yeah, the free business actually has a bunch of required and recommended expenses. Okay, let's tackle the biggest, most powerful claim of them all, the speed of results. The idea that you can be a total rookie and get paid in 72 hours with a system that basically does all the work for you. The sales page is all about speed and automation. I mean, 95% done for you? That phrase implies you just have to push a button and watch the money come in. It suggests this is a simple, almost passive thing that spits out commissions overnight. But the reality they teach in the course is something else entirely. It's not done for you at all. In fact, you are the one doing all the heavy lifting, finding, contacting, and pre-qualifying every single lead. The course talks about closing ratios of maybe 1 in 10 to 1 in 40. This isn't a 72-hour jackpot. It's a long-term numbers game that's all about building a book of accounts over time. So we've pretty much picked apart the hype. But what is the actual business model here? Because, and this is important, underneath that misleading sales pitch, there is a legitimate business. So let's look at what the real work is. At its core, what Business Loan Hero teaches you is how to be a business loan affiliate. Think of yourself as a freelance matchmaker. You aren't lending money, you're not doing paperwork. Your entire job is to find businesses that need cash and connect them with lenders who can give it to them. And for every successful match that leads to a funded loan, you get a commission. Simple as that. Now, the process itself is pretty straightforward, but it definitely requires work. First, you sign up with a few different lenders. Then, you start hunting for clients, searching forums, creating content, whatever it takes. Step 3 is the real job. You have to contact these businesses, build some rapport, and see if they even meet the basic requirements for a loan. If they're a good fit, you just pass them over to the lender, who takes it from there. So it's a real business model, but it is 100% driven by your own hustle. Okay, we've seen the promises, and we have definitely seen the reality. So what's the final verdict here? Let's bring it all together for a brutally honest assessment. Because at the end of the day, this is the only question that really matters, isn't it? After everything is said and done, can an average person actually take this course and make the kind of money the sales page is screaming about? This scorecard really says it all, doesn't it? On every single major claim, there's just a massive canyon between the promise and the reality. 30 minutes a day is actually a full-time prospecting job. $0 out of pocket turns into a business with real startup costs. 72-hour commissions becomes a long-term business you have to build from scratch. And 95% done for you? Nope, it's actually 100% done by you. Which brings us to our main conclusion. Business Loan Hero teaches a legitimate, though pretty challenging, lead generation business. The fundamental problem is that this real business is wrapped in a completely misleading sales pitch. It sells you the dream of easy, fast, free money, but it delivers a method that requires hard work, investment, and a whole lot of patience. Visually, you can kind of think of the entire offer like this. The vast majority of what they're selling you on that page is pure marketing hype. The actual viable business model, that's just a tiny slice of the pie. All the big success stories and income claims are built on the hype, not the reality of the work involved. And that leaves us with this final question. The business model, being a loan affiliate, is real. People do make money doing this. But does that justify a sales process that so dramatically misrepresents the cost, the time, and the effort you'll need to succeed? That's really the question you have to answer for yourself.